Hey, what's up everybody? This is your boy Kenny and welcome back to KRS TV, and this is my review for Queen Sugar Season 3 Episode 2, and the name of this episode is Of Their Own Sojourn Here. This was a really good episode, man, and again I'm so happy that Queen Sugar is back because it's such a profound, innovative, and very, what word I'm looking for? Profound, innovative, and I'm gonna say triumphant because, you know, this is a very groundbreaking show. There's never been a show like this on television, and it's so refreshing because you see, you know, you not only see different shades of black people, but then we're actually seeing, you know, like, you know, the black community being, you know, being displayed in a positive light. And I think that's what I love best about the show, and I love the characters, you know. So shout out to Ava DuVernay and all the cast and crew. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. And also let me do a personal shout out to the Jedi, you know, James Caldwell, Ashley Miller, my sister Kayla from Rambling Reviews. You know, we all do this show, so definitely check out their reviews as well. And I'm also, you know, my fam, you know, Lynette and Stanley from Random TV Reviews. You know, definitely shout out to them as well. Also Mike B, you know, definitely check out his stuff as well, because he also reviews this show. I mean, because this show is amazing, and I have to say it's one of the best. For me, it's definitely one of the best shows on television right now. So let me begin. The episode picks up, you know, like, well, pretty much I'm just going to talk about everything, you know, together. First, I'm going to talk about Nova. Nova, you know, we know that Nova is, you know, she's an activist, and she's also a journalist as well. So, you know, and we saw from the last episode, she, you know, the kids that actually kneeled during the game, she actually met up with them and did an article about what they did, you know, about these young voices who need to be heard. So she submits the article to her editor, but then she comes to find out that her article has been tweaked. You know, certain things that she wanted to get off, certain things were taken out of her article and all that. So she goes to her editor to find out what the hell's going on, and he lets her know, well, excuse me, the editor lets her know that, look, you know, in order to keep our advertisements and in order to kind of keep things, in order to keep our sponsors, you know, we had to tone your article down because there's been a lot of backlash and unrest among some of our biggest contributors and all of that. So we're seeing now that Nova is being silenced in a way. You know, here it is. She's doing all this great profound work, and she has pretty much created a revolution, you know, with her artistic endeavors. And now she sees that due to corporate money, they're pretty much watering down her article and not giving the real. So we see that she sits with a group of her friends, and they're all giving their difference of opinions because she decides she's thinking about leaving her job and she's gonna just do her book and, you know, make her own way. Well, they were all giving their own different ideals about what she should do. One friend was saying that, look, you know, that's your bread and butter. You know, you just don't walk off no job without having another job to go to. But then another friend is saying that, look, you got to do what's best for you. And at the end of the day, you know, even though the path is uncertain, you know, you got to sometimes believe in yourself and believe in what you can do. And you just have to put your best foot forward. Because at the end of the day, you know, but then, you know, her friend was like, well, yeah, but what if the book doesn't sell? And it's like, yeah, but what if it does? You know, so it's always, so pretty much it was kind of like the whole fight was was like, employee versus being a boss. And for me, myself, I'm an entrepreneur, so definitely I've been on both sides of the spectrum. So I definitely was getting that, where they were all giving their critique as to, if you do this, what's going to happen here? Are you sure you want to make this type of move to quit your job? When yet everything is uncertain. But they all came together and let her know, even though they had difference of opinions, they said, whatever you do, we're going to be behind you 100%. Those are what you call friends. Your friends are not going to always agree with you. They're not going to always see eye to eye with you. But at the end of the day, they have your back no matter what. That is the definition of a friend. So she had a circle of some good old girlfriends who let her know their opinion about her quitting her job, but yet they said that at the end of the day, we're behind you, girl. We want you to win, whether you stay with your job or whether you leave. But we saw towards the end of the damn episode, she came in there to that damn editor. He's thinking that she's coming up with another story. Oh, she handed him her 2 weeks notice, and she was done. And she felt liberated at the end. So she's embarking on a new journey. Because she's not going to be silenced, and she's not going to go along to get along just to earn a check. She's true to who she is, and that's what I love about Nova, that she's true to who she is, and she's not going to water herself down just to make you feel comfortable. So we saw that going on with her. Then next I'm going to talk about is Ralph Angel. We see that him and Blue are still having a lot of tension in their relationship. Blue still acting up and talking back. And, before the parole officer comes in, he tells Blue, if you don't stop, you're going to go in timeout. And he's like, you going to go in timeout. I'm like, Blue, boy, you got it good, because if your daddy weren't on parole, he'd be lighting you up right now, boy, because you're doing entirely too much. So we see the parole officer comes in, and he says that he wants to put Ralph Angel in this program, and within this program, he'll be off of probation within 3 months, because he still has a year of probation, that he has to go through. But he's letting him know that, look, because of all the great things you've done, I want to try to get you into this program, and you can be off of probation in 3 months. But then he says, so Ralph Angel's like, wow, I'm with that. Tell me what I got to do. And he lets him know that, look, I got some guys who just got out of jail, and they're looking for work. I want you to hire them on your farm, because I know you need some new workers on your farm. But then again, this will be great, because it will show that, if you can make it, they can make it too. If you can come out and change your life around and actually turn a negative situation into a positive one, they can do the same. And this will also look good as far as as far as the legal system, about starting over and getting second chances. So we see that Ralph is with it, and then so Ralph right now is conflicted as to what he's going to do about that, because what if he hires these guys out of jail and they on some bullshit? But yet, what if he does hire them and they actually make him a better man, and they all, contribute to the success of Queen Sugar and to the success of, of farming the land? So we're going to see how that's going to play out. But then later on, we see that Ralph Angel, Hollywood, and Blue are at this department store. Hollywood is trying on a suit jacket or whatever. Blue finds these shoes that light up, and he says that, he's like, they light up, and Hollywood's like, okay, you can get those, but you can get 2 of them if you want. And he's like, oh yay. But then Ralph Angel's like, nah, man, I don't think you should be getting them that, because he been real hard-headed lately. He ain't listening, and he ain't doing what he's supposed to do. But then all of a sudden he tells Blue, put them, because we see that Blue starts grabbing all these shoes, and he got all these shoes, all these different pairs of shoes that he has in his hand. And Ralph Angel's like, Blue, put them shoes back. And he's like, no. He's like, put them back, Blue. And he's like, no. Man, Ralph was like, boy, don't make me cause a scene by me yanking your ass up in this place. Put the shoes back. And he starts putting them back, and we see that Ralph is pissed. And next thing you know, we see a guard come up, who's a black guy, by the way. We see this guard come up, but Hollywood immediately jumps on it. He knows with this. He's like, nah, we got this. We all good. We about to clear on out. He's like, come on. So we see that he grabs Blue by the hand, and you know, Hollywood puts back the jacket and they leave. You know, because, you know, this is this, I mean, but then again, this sparing the rod is why there's so many problems. Shoot. I'm not saying you need to be beating on your kids, but if your kid's out of line, a few lashes would not hurt that child. So that's all I'm going to say about that. You know, because the way, you know, trust me, if I would have did that at that age, oh, not only was my mother would have tore me, would have like chastised me in the store. Oh, but when I got home, she would have tore my ass up. Mom didn't play that shit. Like, you ain't gonna go out in public and act like you ain't got no sense, and you not gonna disrespect me. So me and my brother knew that we ain't play with Miss Colleen. That's my mom's name, by the way. We ain't play with Colleen. Because we knew Colleen was going to beat that ass. And Blue right now, you lucky your daddy on probation and he's trying to get his stuff together. Because if that was the other case, you would have got your ass, you would have got him the fuck up in that store. Because you really, you know, out of line. But then, you know, but what he does is that he puts Blue on timeout. So Blue's on punishment. And punishments work as well. You know, it doesn't always have to be you don't always have to beat your child. But then again, you need to kind of create a situation where your child is not going to play with you. And your child is definitely not going to, you know, it's not going to go against your authority. So punishment works. Take away everything. It'll get to the point where, you know, you can find ways to discipline your child, but you should never negate disciplining your children. Because discipline is what's going to make or break your child. It's what's going to make your child into a productive member of society. Because, I mean, me and my brother, being black men, we never been arrested. My mother never had to go to the police station for either one of us because because of discipline. We knew right from wrong, and we knew damn well if we were going to jail, my mother wasn't coming to visit us. So we made that conscious decision to not involve ourselves in bullshit. But, you know, we see later on that, you know, he puts Blue in timeout, and Ralph Angel's in the kitchen doing dishes. Blue comes out and he says, "Am I still on timeout?" He's like, you know, he's like, "No, you're not on timeout now." And he's like, "I'm sorry for being bad, Pop." And he says that, "Yeah, you've been acting crazy lately, but you ain't got a bad bone in your body." Now that shows you right there, that's a man that loves his kid. And he kisses his son, and Blue helps him with the dishes. So Blue loves his father, but right now he been lashing out because he kind of senses that things ain't right. But he doesn't know how to express it yet because he's a kid. So what kids do is that they lash out. They start acting brand new. He fighting in school and doing all kind of crap. So it's like, yeah, Blue's kind of acting out because he misses his mother. And he, you know, wants his family unit together. But let's just say your mother made some decisions that pretty much she ain't going to be able to come back from. So we see that going down. And next I'm gonna talk about let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Aunt Vi now. Now Aunt Vi, you know, we know she's becoming an entrepreneur, you know, and she's been selling her pies. And she's one person that she sold her pies to was this guy who owns a supermarket. We see that she goes to meet up with him. He said that we sold out your pies like that, and most of them we sold just by word of mouth alone. So he says that, look, this is what I want to do. I want to double the order this time around, and I want to put your pies on a display so that everyone can see them. and I'm gonna give you a 25%, increase in the royalties. So she's like, okay, we got a deal. So we see Vi is going in to make these pies. Her oven, wasn't working properly. So she goes to the High Yellow and she talks to Clive. Yeah, I think his name is Clyde, who owns the High Yellow. And Clyde pissed me off. Because I'm like, Clyde, she done already told, she should have asked him, but she got history there. Everybody at that place know her. As many years she worked there, and she also became your manager as well, and helped you to, and pretty much helped make your business better, and she helped you get out of the red. You should have given her the key to do whatever the hell she wanted to do up in that bitch. Because she helped you get out of the red, because you had red ink. She came up with ideas to help make your business better. So she wants to use the ovens to help bake her pies, for the next few days. And he coming up in there going off. Well, because she also has an assistant, this girl that's been working with her. I forgot her name. I think it's if y'all remember her name, put it down in the comments. But we see, we see that go down, and like, she, and pretty much Vi was like, if I gotta leave, I ain't coming back. But then we see that he ends up walking away. So technically she was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go. So she goes and she goes to this, I think it's like a nursing home or whatever. And the woman who runs it, she's just real nasty with Vi. So obviously her and Vi know each other, but they not that cool. And Miss Thing was like, so what makes you think I'm gonna let you use our kitchen facility to bake your pies? Because she said that because I'm gonna actually donate 10% of the proceeds to the nursing home. Boo Boo gave her them keys real damn quick. Because I'm saying it's the art of being an entrepreneur. It takes money to make money. So due to the fact that she offered her piece of her dream, oh hell yeah, she got exactly what she wanted. She got the pies done. And then we see that, Vi comes with, the whole family, and Micah's there with his camera. And I'm going to talk about Micah later on, but we actually see that she comes, Micah's there with his camera to capture the moment. They go around the corner to the actual display where her pies were supposed to be. Tell me why there were like some hostess ding-dongs there, and her pies were scattered off to the side somewhere. And then the store manager was nowhere to be found. So what they do, they move them damn hostess cakes off of that stand and put her pies up there. But it just made her emotional. She kind of runs off. And Hollywood and Nova go after her. And she says that, I know it's a small, I know that it's not much of a big thing, but it's a major thing for me. She says, I am finally coming into my own at the age of 60 years old. And I will not be pushed aside. I will not be misused. And I will not be taken advantage of. This is my time. And I'm like, you better claim it, on Vi. You better claim it, baby. Because from one entrepreneur to another, I see it. This woman is working her butt off with lupus and all. Her hands was hurting, and she still got the job done. So he should have kept his word and put her on a display instead of just putting her to the side. See, that's that problem. It's that disrespect shit. At the end of the day, she felt disrespected, which she should not have, because she's bringing you business, bruh. And she's helping to make you money. So when you said that as being a part of the deal, that you was going to put it on a display, that's exactly what you should have done. And there's no excuse for it. I don't care. Red and yellow, black and white, we're all precious in his sight. He was dead wrong for doing what he did to Vi. And she had every right to feel some kind of way about it. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about Charlie, because Charlie definitely had a lot going on this episode. We see that she meets up with Jacob Boudreaux. He's out there on, by the water on the boats and shit. You know, and I'm thinking he is slowly but surely trying to wine and dine Charlie, because she's like, why we out here? I thought we were going to dinner. And he's like, oh, then he starts talking about his family, you know, that his father was kind of like, you know, a man who, you know, who worked himself to the top, and his father loved the water, and his mom, you know, was a woman that was about the, you know, his mom was like a Southern belle, and she was about the land, kind of like how Ernest was about his land, you know. So we seeing that there are some similarities between them. And then they discussed that whole 1% thing, saying that, oh, that was just us showing our gratitude, but we really didn't have to do that though. But Jacob let it be known, no, that was gonna happen because me and my family fought for that, and we also fought for, you know, everything that came with our deal, because us, when you make a deal with us, you know, we keep our word. So we're seeing the Boudreaux versus the Landrys, even though they family, because, you know, the Boudreaux married into the Landry's family. So we know that Landry is kind of like the main one that's running everything, and the Boudreaux are a part of that. But he pretty much let it be known that no, everything that we talked about was going to go through, because we fought for that with Landry, and when we make a word, we keep it. So therefore, it's like slowly but slowly we're seeing that Charlie is being intrigued by Jacob, aka Jack in the Box, you know, and he's kind of letting it be known that, look, you know, we see people that we do business with this family, and now you're a part of that family. I'm like, okay, Jacob, you really talking all this family shit, but it's obvious you're trying to get into Charlie's Enchanted Jungle. You need to stop playing these damn games. So then we see later on, Charlie goes to the High Yellow, you know, with all the farmers and everything, and they're all happy to see her because, you know, because she now got all the black farmers farming with her, and she got them at this discount rate where for 5 years, you know, their rate will not change, and, you know, they all are going to be able to get more of a profit from their crops. And while this is going on, we see Remy's there. Remy is looking all turned, still got his face turned up and in his feelings like a little bitch. And, you know, she goes to confront Remy because obviously the farmers are happy, and he's saying that, oh, so here it is, you up in here grandstanding about you know, Queen Sugar, but yet we all know what's really going on, that you working with them damn Landrys and shit. And she's saying that, look, it's what he's saying, well, at least, and she's saying that, yeah, but at least the farmers are getting what they deserve. At least they're now going to be able to gain a bigger profit off of their crop. And he's like, and then Remy's like, yeah, but it all depends, you know, but it all depends on what you got to give up to get it. So so just from that alone, I know the real issue that Remy has is Jacob. You on some personal shit because you're mad that Jacob is wooing her, and you're seeing that, you know, you're seeing that you see Jacob as a threat. So, and that's really what it is. Like, he really feels some kind of way because he knows that Jacob likes her. And he's all like, well, it seemed to me that, but also it is due to the fact that, you know, instead of you going against them, you decided to align yourself with them, and it could actually backfire. So Remy does have a point with that, so I'll give Remy that credit, but the way Remy is going about it is very childish and you know, very, very bitchy as how he's going about this. And it got to the point where you know, Charlie kind of checked Remy and was like, yeah, and it's real easy for you to complain and be on the sidelines while the rest of us are getting our hands dirty. And I'm like, that ran Remy's ass right up out of there. I'm like, yeah, Remy, go home and cry a river with your bitch ass. Ain't nobody got time for you and your bullshit. So yeah, that was crazy. Because I'm like, bruh, I understand you feel some kind of way about her working with the Landrys and the Boudreaux, but at the end of the day, she has a plan. Even though the plan may backfire, which I'm hoping is not. I hope Charlie is successful in this plan to take them down. But on the other hand of things, you know, Remy, you mad as hell But what solution are you providing? Huh? Yeah, what's your mode of action? Because it seemed to me you sitting around here critiquing and being judgmental and shit, but what the hell are you doing? Asshole. Alright, so I'm done talking about Remy's old simple ass. You know, we see that, you know, Charlie goes out with Ralph Angel, and I'm liking that Ralph Angel and Charlie are getting close. And, you know, they having drinks and they talking or whatever. And she talks about how Jacob keep flirting with her, and she's like, boy, please, I ain't with that. But Ralph Angel's like, yeah, but be careful with that, though. Be careful with that shit. And I'm like, yeah, because we can tell she's starting to kind of like him a little bit. So it could go down that path. And if it goes down that path, it could be detrimental for everybody involved. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, here it is. You done got Ralph Angel to start farming with them too. So at the end of the day, you know, the one thing you don't want to do is mess over Ralph. Because Ralph will never come back from it, and he'll never look at Charlie the same way. So here they are, they having a moment. He goes off dancing or whatever, and, you know, she decides to leave. Her car wouldn't start, and this guy come and he helps her. And, you know, his father actually owns, you know, a restaurant or whatever where they make chicken or whatever. So she was kind of intrigued. And, you know, he lets her know that, you know, don't turn off your car until you get home. And he pretty much gives her his number. His name is Romero. And we see that there was some instant chemistry there between the two of them. And I was like, okay, we're going to see how Romero's going to play a role in Charlie's life from this point forward. But it's like, damn, Charlie, you got about like 4 men after you, because we know David still wants her. You got Remy, because the reason why Remy's doing all this shit, because Remy still wants Charlie. But you had your chance to get Charlie and you didn't take it, simple bastard. Anyway, so you got Davis, you got Charlie, you got Jacob, and now Romero. Girl, you done catch me out, honey. You got like 4 men that want you. So then we also see in this episode that Micah wants to go to public school. He's talked about it with Davis, and he's saying that, look, I'm with you with it, but, you know, it's going to be a job convincing your mother, because your mother has been she's worked so hard to try to give you the best education possible. He's been in private school his whole life. And he makes the argument, and Charlie first is like, no, that's not happening. You know, you'll thank me for it one day. So she immediately tells him no. And then we also see in this episode too that the video did get leaked, and even though he has not been, you know, charged, or, you know, or he hasn't been fired, but there's been a lot of political unrest, and, you know, it's getting a lot of footage on TV. And she never got a chance to actually talk to Micah to let it know that the guy who assaulted him, that video is being leaked, but Micah saw it. And then if we see that Davis confronted her about it, and he's saying that, you know, did you think about Micah before you did this shit? Do you think that this could possibly trigger something in him? And she was saying that, but he says, I understood why you did it. You know, I want to take this son of a bitch down that hurt my child as much as you do. But we have to think, how is it going to affect Micah? But she goes upstairs to check on Micah. Micah's got this display of all of these different photos, because I said he's been taking photos of everything. And it's something about photography. It literally has its own language. And it literally will take you to a place that really will stop you dead in your tracks. And that's exactly what happened with Charlie. And she sees that he has all these pictures on the wall, and he confronts her, and she's saying that, you know, do you like it? And he was saying that, look, I'm finally finding who I am, and I'm finally knowing that this is what I really want to do. You know, I know who I am now, and I know what I want. So she agrees to let him go to public school, but she says if one thing happens, I'm pulling your ass out of there. So they finally agreed to that. So yeah, that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I will be back with the next episode of Queen Sugar. So until next time, everybody, take care.